Okay, I think I can turn down the BGM just slightly. There we go. There we go. Oh, howdy, Xavier. Good to see you. 1 second. There. Oh, hello? Game? Game? There we go. Oh, no. That's not what we want. There we go. Ah. Wait. Is it always like this? Or is it specifically because we got the guy still there? Oh, right, nighttime, huh? Huh. There we go. Yeah, it just looks like Shadowkeep. Nothing too crazy looking at it from here. Admittedly, we can adjust things a little, so... Oh, we're having weird texture things happening over there. I don't know if that's because it's nighttime and it's not actually accurate, or my graphics card's having a moment for some reason. God, those textures look so shit. Like, holy crap! They look so bad. I'll be honest, they have more of this shown than I would have expected, but I guess there's the assumption that you'll be from elevations where you might actually see the top of it. There's the trees, there's Erica. I forget how low elevation the parish is from everything else. Oh, it's coming from below. Hey, Rizzle! Well, sorry about that. My boy buns are how they are. It went all to the chest. No, we're down here. Let's play it. Let's see now. Yeah, textures still look like ass. Yeah, this would be the most flattering comparison you can make. This is Mesmer's spot, and this is for the archives place for me. Yeah. This is not the character where we put those, though. Yeah, because we haven't gone here yet with this character. Am I crazy? I was looking through screenshots and I thought I noticed an interesting detail. Alright, because you have to go through. Okay, yeah, I don't want to do that. For a second, I thought that was an animal to kill. I was like, what the hell is that doing up there? What? I forgot to put on the stealth. No, I have... Stealth is here. Okay. That was weird. That was a bit weird. See if it's still doing that. Nope. I don't know what was causing that then. That was a weird glitch or something with the free cam. As I was trying to look. Yeah, these guys are empty. I thought all the puppets had little things in them. Let me guess, magic? Yeah, okay. Yeah, these guys have magic flames in them. Pretty sure there's more down here. Or... Oh, no, yeah, here they are. Oh, these guys have regular fire. Is it regular, or is that, like, Mesmer Flame? I think it's regular, right? Yeah, it looks regular. Haunted. I guess I'm haunted. Been doing too many horror titles lately, clearly. Cool. I guess some of these puppets come from, Rabbath, then. Which makes sense. Oh! And these guys are empty, too. These guys throw academy pots? Oh, okay. So, the blue flame guys will throw so only if they have throwables will they have the little pot things inside them. Then these guys throw fire pots, I assume, right? Can't actually tell with some of these. Yeah, and it looks empty to me. There are so many wolves! Oh yeah, some of the skeletons are already above ground. That's what I was wondering. Got some of those golden skeletons. So I've been trying to think lately now, in the context of what we've got with the DLC, and now I have to wonder if golden bones of the golden skeletons buried above ground have to do with, how do I put this? They have to do with proximity to the Erd Tree, or the Shadow Tree in this case, right? But the problem I have with that is I'm pretty sure we see golden bones across, like, the entire game map, right? Am I wrong? Do they not appear, like, pretty frequently? Like, or at least in, like, at least a few in every area? Like, maybe some of the secret areas we would have to make exclusions for? Because then that would be a little bit odd, because then there's the idea that obviously those bones are gold and stuff, even though they're outside the immediate vicinity of the Shadow Tree, right? But then the same can't be true for some of the skeletons we encounter, which I think... Actually, do we see other skeletons besides these guys above ground? Oh god, oh no. Oh no. I did not... I do not remember. Oh boy. That's not good. I think just Shadow Altus? Oh. Okay then. Then maybe there isn't a contradiction there. Yeah, Blessed Bone Shard here. What a shocker. Alright. From middle camp towards Forge to the right. So from here. This is the Forge, right? So somewhere around here we should be seeing it. Oh no, this is in the cave. Alright, in that case. Then yeah, so there might be nothing. There might be something... I mean, I guess you could always... What's the exact lore? Maybe I'm misremembering. Okay, these are just bone fragments, so maybe the argument is that, okay, only fragments of bone are getting touched by the gold, but not entire bones or skeletons. And then it would be consistent that way. Because then that would explain why we have regular skeletons. Not here. Maybe the forested path to the pillar? We can keep going to toward the pillar. That's no problem for sure. For the future, I also want to get... Oh my god, who's invading? Right there. But no one say I didn't get shot at that guy. I did find it funny how they still have all the beheaded dragon statues. I don't think oh god, I'm tired, chat. I am tired. Yeah, we see some of the heads and stuff. I guess some of these might just be ruined. Maybe it's not. Because, like, I could be like, okay, well, the outside ones you can maybe argue are Mesmer's forces, like, desecrating them. But I don't think you can make the same case for inside the cave. Or at the very least, it'd be very weird that they went through that entire cave and, well, you know, still around. Just think of the necromancers here, then? I guess so. If that's the case, then, yeah, there's only the golden skeletons there, which means it can work. If we go with the assumption that it's like, okay, they're golden bone fragments, but it's not like they're taken from, like, entire golden skeletons. They're just taken from... No, actually, that can't be true, because we loot them from bones that we, you know, a bunch of bones of a skeleton that we do see as turned gold. So, yeah, that is, in fact, that is still a thing, even if we don't see actual living skeletons. So... At the very least, we have to make the assumption that the power of the Shadow Tree isn't affecting the fauna in the same way, but it's still having a surprisingly strong effect on all the skeletons in the vicinity. It's turning all of those above ground, like those who are only buried like just beneath the surface, right? Like 6 feet under, versus catacombs where they can be buried like 600 feet under. That's the only thing I can think of on that front. Now, looking at this like that, it seems like... It definitely looks to me like Shadu Ultis is... Or I should say, the forts in the Castellensis, like Fort of Reprimand and Castellensis, definitely looks like it's using more conventional stonework compared to Shadowkeep. I was wondering if maybe they all had... God, this game can look super pretty, chat. I was wondering if they all had that look of like really dark stone, and I just didn't remember. And it kind of looks like that when you zoom in and stuff, but when you're looking at it from distance with the sun shining on them, it looks normal. This one though, this one looks very obviously like black stone. Still have our wonderful church, which has more saint statues than we know what to do with. Oh. Huh. I was wondering if there'd be a more specific design here, but it's rather plain. Signs of a staircase. Ivrea, is this from the Divine Towers? I forget which asset is which that they combine. Like, I saw the first stuff I saw with some of the reliefs looked like Ancient Dynasty. The pillar itself, I think, is Ancient Dynasty, right? Like, isn't this something we see in the Ancient Dynasty? Or maybe I'm thinking of Belorat? This is what we see in Heroes' Graves. Uses the typical Heroes' Graves Nox lever, too. Like we see in Catacombs and stuff. That is not familiar to me. Well, I'll have a new pretty IP in a year that'll you won't even have a chance of playing until maybe a couple of years after that. Yeah, I'm not. I'll be honest. Like I think there's some aspects about Dustbloods. Sorry, yeah, Dustbloods that looks really cool. But overall, I'm willing to skip it. Like everything else I've heard from it that's come out, I'm like, ugh. And I'm definitely. It's like I was already like you have to convince me to get a Switch, right? Like I have not been on the Nintendo bandwagon for years. Like I think the last time I got a Nintendo console, actually no, I shouldn't say that. I got Wii, but that was mostly just for Smash. Like I've not been on like a serious like Nintendo player since GameCube. And like back then, like getting a Wii was very cheap for Smash. Can't say the same thing about the Switch too. Yeah, maybe I'll still do some lore for Dustbloods or whatever. Like, if I really, like, if it grabs me like Bloodborne's does, and I really latch onto it, maybe. Or if I get asked about it, maybe Vati or someone could drag me into it. But I, like, as is, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with passing on this one. Like, this one I'm willing to go over, right? And who knows, it might end up like Durasane, where it's one of those games that, like, yeah, there is lore and stuff like that, but it's not gonna be, like, so crazy, so in-depth, or so popular that, like, you're really gonna wanna to learn it all, right? Could end up like that. You never know. Who knows? It might not even catch on for people. I do not remember going down this way. Maybe I have, but I do not recall it. This is definitely one of those places where I'm like, where the hell is this guy surveying? Maybe I have gone down here and I just don't remember. Shadow Realm 1. The IP is owned by FromSoft, is published by them in Japan, so there's the chance of it being a delayed exclusive. Maybe. It feels weird to me though if Miyazaki approached Nintendo with the promise of this new IP and he was like, I'm only gonna make it delayed then. And that seems like a really bad deal on Nintendo's part. But I don't know, maybe that's just the era we're getting in where exclusivity just has to be timed now. Because people just aren't willing to pay for games at all by making them purely exclusive all the time, you know? Maybe that's just how it's gonna be. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is the path through the river and stuff. Huh. Oh, it's out here. That's why. Yeah, it's over here. I was like, I swear there was one of those guys here that got burned by Mesmer. Yep. I will say I'm looking forward to seeing what the discourse around Duskblood's gonna be after the release of Night Rain, right? Because if Night Rain does well or face plants, I imagine that's gonna really shape public opinion on Duskbloods, right? Like, it's really gonna kind of cement for people if this is gonna be like, oh, this is just FromSoft experimenting, and this is gonna be like, you know, overall positive, or if this is gonna be like, no, FromSoft's just selling out. They're cashing in. They're no longer trying. You know, that type of thing. The sell part, I'm like, yeah, they are, but you know, they could be doing it smartly. Doesn't mean that they're creatively bankrupt now. I'm interested in certainly, but I'm more excited currently by Night Rain. Well, to be fair, Night Rain is more immediate, right? Duskblood's, I mean, we basically got a teaser trailer. It does not give you, like, a good idea of what the game's actually going to be like. It's just a bunch of pretty visuals, which, hey, pretty visuals in a FromSoft game are always, like, really, really good to hook you in there, but obviously, it's not the game. They're going to think that regardless. Yes, there's always going to be a contingent of people who are always going to, not be happy with a future title versus a past title, right? Like, they exist in Demon Souls, they exist in Dark Souls, they exist in Bloodborne, blah, 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 right? But how large that contingent is ultimately going to be up to the game itself and what they are bringing to the table. Huh. Yeah, let's bring this. There we go. So we'll see. Like, no companies forever, but we'll see how long Miyazaki's gonna be able to have From Software stay alive and relevant in the cultural space, right? This is the one related to the dragons, right? Like, we get... Yeah. Interesting how this is a Hornsent saying this. I now have to question if the Hornsent could somehow be involved at all with Bale and the Nox and all that stuff, or this is just like one lone like guy acting, you know, on his own. But again, it would be very weird to me that the Hornsent would have any connection with the Farum Azula period. It's like why do you care, right? Like, why does any of this matter to you? Another one of these. Yeah, what a shocker poison, huh? Yeah, I guess this is... this is all because of, what's his face? Tholier? Yeah, either this is all because of Tholier, like, dumping all his poisons he works down there. Or something else is going on. Because the problem is you can't blame him for the poison stuff here. But granted, they're the perfumers here, so maybe they're to blame there. Right? Rats are an interesting choice where they include them. Because we don't often get rats kind of just casually outdoors. Usually it's in connection to, like, Frenzy or something, right? Oh yeah, I remember this. Remember that flower patch. For some reason, I thought there was a, there was more going on here than there actually is. Oh, you're actually dead. I've been wondering, chat, if it's possible that the blood fiends we find around here could be the banished knights who are missing from there. Like they weren't guys who got rounded up and sent to Gaius and stuff, but they're actually just they're like banished knights that fled, right? I have wondered that. I don't know how much that can line up with what we got here. Oh yeah, this is connected to the graveyard section. Okay. That's not that crazy. Yeah. Because there's this stuff here, yeah. I mean, they're kind of cheating, because all this stuff is spirit graves, and then you got not spirit graves, like, but like, you know. We know why they're doing it. And they got more down here, right? So it works. Has anyone theorized about who made and is responsible for these forges yet? Huh? By grace, huh? I'd have to double check this guy's dialogue, because I don't know if that's just them being really liberal with the localization, not realizing this guy's a horn scent, or if there's actually something going on there. I also would like to know where the origin of this lava is. Like, is this something the lava created by the forges themselves? Or are they getting it from somewhere? No. Oh, this looks familiar for some reason. I can't think of where I've seen it before. It's not Volcano Manor, is it? Uh-huh. Oh, it might. My TV's asking for an update. God, I swear. It feels like everything's just become this endless update hell. It's like, can my TV just be my TV? Like, what do you even need to update for? Like, what could you possibly be doing to improve upon the product? It functions. It does its job. What more do you need to do? The fact we just got a polar stone there is very curious to me. All I can add to them is that they have made horn scent weapons, so you can find a Smith's Grip backhanded blade. But that just tells you that they're familiar, that the horn scent are familiar with the region. That's the problem. It doesn't really kind of clarify if these are like some horn scent forges or something like that, you know? And the fact that we're getting stuff like like classified stuff makes me go like, like, why is that here? It's not even like this area is cold or whatever, so you can argue that, oh, you know, it got, you know, vitrified because of the climate. That's the Smith script dagger. Lol, sucks to be you, huh, buddy? We get lots of Hornsang corpses in here, that's for sure, so... Definitely been explored by them. I guess the potentates? I don't know how they expect you to pronounce that, but... I guess the potentates have, I guess they're basically supposed to be part of like Hornsang culture, because what we know from Bonnie Village. They have all smithing stones pretty much. Yeah, but I remember when looking it up that there was a degree of separation that reflected actual local lore. Like if I recall correctly, the polar stones are actually reflective of how like Shadowkeep and stuff in general. Shadow Altus and Shadowkeep have lots of those stones. You know. Also, it's interesting because this is actually the proper entrance, right? I mean, this place is above ground, but this isn't actually where you're supposed to enter, theoretically. So it makes you wonder, was all of this underground always? You know? Were there larger portions that were above ground at some point? Gotta wonder. Oh, I forgot about, I forgot about this camp here. Uh-huh. Now we're back here. Nothing suspicious about the design. Nice wood. The moon just appeared and disappeared. I just wanted to go check in on Rolana and then left. Fire Knight's Cookbook. There we go. Also, I think the camps are probably my favorite, like, little areas you can explore, you know? Just kind of get a sense of a day in the life of a Mesmer soldier, you know? Going through the various tents and what they're in, like who seems to be living in them, all that jazz, you know? Then we go this way. As I recall, we only have to go over here to find some blood fiends. It's like these two guys are just kind of chilling. This guy's just kind of patrolling around, meandering. He roaming. There's the quote-unquote other fort over here, right? One with all the explosive barrels. Where did you die? Huh, I could have swore there was, more going on here. Spelldrake Talisman 3. We should get a shot at that. Yeah. Gosh. Elden Ring needs to just stop being such a photogenic game. And there's no... Yeah, it's... Wait, no. Huh. I wonder if this was originally a ladder area, and then they sealed it up. Honestly, it probably was. Otherwise, it's really odd that they have this... I wonder if the original idea was that, like, there was going to be a gate closed and you had to take this side route to get in and unlock it, but then they thought, okay, we'll just put a troll there instead. Really needed the alcohol storage room? Yes, it was very important. With all the wheat and barley. Also, I do like the idea that they're acknowledging foodstuffs. I actually do like that. Oh, I guess I missed you guys, huh? So this guy roams, this guy just sits around. Yeah, they're so close. Right? Like, these guys are so close to the camp. There's only two interpretations, really, then. Either A, these guys are some of the people that got, you know, brutally executed and showed off here, right? Or B, they're part of the Mesmer army that, you know, found some of the blood in the bodies that they're stabbing and stuff like that, and that showed them the way to the Formless Mother, right? So we can see who are the primary people involved from the weapons, and it's all the Banished Knight equipment. So it's like, okay, and these are probably farm colonists, I have to imagine, right? Yeah, I don't remember what item was here. Maybe there's a connection between it and the Spelldrake stuff downstairs. Honestly, the fact we get the Spelldrake from a corpse on this lower section right after we would normally have encountered the Blood Fiend sort of adds to my point. God, Elden Ring looking beautiful. Loki, try not to compliment Elden Ring challenge. Impossible. Look at all that wheat they set on fire. Yeah, and the fact that it's between two forts and stuff, like, it's not like that there's some, like, oh, they could have come from some other... It's like, there's nothing here. Stone 3. I forget, are all the Black Knights bosses named? Like, I know we fight one in Fort of Reprimand. I think we fight another here. At whatever it's called. It's not named here. I guess we have to go down there and check. Oh, what's it called? Fog Rift or something? I'm still curious about why Karia does this with the headless troll thing, right? Like, I can accept that that's maybe where Miquella got inspired for it, but I'm like, why? Uh-oh. The Boston Spirit Ashes are named. Yeah, Spirit Ashes I know are named, but yeah, that's why I was wondering about the bosses. So both bosses at the forts are named. Good to know. Pretty sure that's gonna kill me. Yeah, I had this wrong. It's somewhere on the far end. I remember that. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything that would really tell me, oh yeah, there's more stuff to add to farm colonies or Highlanders related to the Shadowkeep and stuff like that. Like, I think I already cover all the relevant lore and stuff, and that these places are all purely new edition. Oh, that's cute. There we go. Yeah, that was a little too loosey-goosey. Ah! I did it again! Sure. Sure. I'm technically down there by the stake. That's so silly. Oh, that's so silly that that worked. Fire arrow. Gee, I wonder why. Oh god, I forgot what's in that chest. So the Banished Knight Fire Sprayer things with dragon heads. Then we got more of those down there. This place is just really, really, really in love with explosives and fire. Granted, it's Messmer's army, so they're all about fire. Chest. Mesmer fire grease, oh my. Oh. Another potentate. And this one's actually using a human corpse, so that's interesting. For the oil pot, huh? I just could always say that the potentate, if he was horn sent, was killed and replaced. You know, books were requisitioned by the Mesmer army. Yeah, it's Fog Rift. Oh. I think that covers most of the relevant stuff, right? And then there's Karo's Hidden Grave and Jagged Peak and Cerulean Coast, and none of that's really relevant to what we're looking at. I'll double check here at Rao Base. Another chest. Holy hell, there's so many chests. I just don't see more of these guys on the upper sections, but I guess they wanted that area to feel more unique, and these guys were more so filler for this big wide open area, right? Well, that the fog! Gosh, at least you know it's a Loki stream. Oh, you know what? I thought it was Arteria leaves, but maybe it was this that I was remembering. I was just replacing them in my head. This would be where the catacomb is. We've unlocked that area. It's around here, right? Get the exact portion. No. There it is. There's many items, even in these temple areas, than I would think. Oh, I tried. Arrows make sense, right? With all the walls and the high ground from the mountains, right? Like, it makes sense that this would be the type of defenses they would have. Oh. I should have seen that one coming. And then we go over here, we enter back into bear country. Right past all the rot. Whoa, who the hell knocked down that tree there? Frickin' bears, man. We already got the shots for Highlanders, though, so we don't need any of that. The only other thing of note here would be the catacombs, which are not relevant at all to anything I'm covering anytime soon. Yeah, you're a Mesmer soldier. Alright, so that seems like everything's pretty covered. In that case... it's just a question then of how relevant is the stuff I'm covering on Marika to what I want to do. Only 3? I could have swore there was a 4. Oh. Even if it's just 3, it's fine. I like how even the map has the multicolored stuff included. For the flowers. So the tree has to be a result of using the minor Erd tree, considering how it has that faint yellow glow and stuff. But it's not an actual, like, minor Erd tree like the ones we're familiar with, right? Like, it's an actual, real, proper tree. Let's look at it from this angle. It really is just like a small cliff top just outside the village. Yeah, kindness of gold without order or whatever, yeah. There's 1, 2. Where are you? Is it in the bushes? Maybe it hasn't loaded? Yeah, this is why it's so annoying to find them all. I wonder if I mess with graphic settings, I can make all these flowers disappear. Makes you wonder. Oh, they have the staircase thing, like when we were at the pillar. Cool. Yeah, with the fingers and stuff. We have these guys, then we come this way. And our finger creepers start appearing over the horizon. Yeah, like that. The big ones still wear the rings and stuff, but I don't think it has anything to do with the, I think that's just them, you know, copy-pasting the model. I think it's anything to do with what we see with the, Rykard. Yeah, no, he ended up here. I forget where the hole for the big guy is. It's somewhere around here, but I forget the exact spot. I will be talking about these ladies, in the updates to Erdtree's beginning concerning America and stuff. There it is. Okay, yeah, it's over here. I was literally right next to it. right? And then this. And he still has the rings on, which I find especially notable because we know with the giant one they could have just copy pasted the giant one from there, but no, they got it. They got the actual regular model and they sized this guy up instead of using the existing giant but no rings model. So yeah, I feel like the importance there is not necessarily the rings, but the gravity magic. Because it all has to tie back to Metter in this case. Whereas the gravity magic ring things that we get with, the ring fingers and stuff, that's something you can tie in or connect more to in the base game with either Radigan America's research or stuff that Rykart was doing, so... I want to redo that because I didn't realize those were the pink ones on the wall. That was just the lighting playing tricks on me. There we go. I just remember it's like a charm magic because it's pink. It doesn't really charm you though. More like a binding type thing, you know? That is disgusting. It's not only pink ones, right? I could have swore there was also some of the normal types here. Am I wrong? Is it only pink over here? Yeah, there is. Okay. Oh, where do we go next? Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, they're overwhelmingly the pink variety, that's for sure. All right. At the start of the area, they're black ones. Ah, yeah, and they're sleeping, right? They're rolled up sleeping. Okay, yeah, yeah. So most of them are just not in the actual ruins section. They're at, like, the opening. Yeah, I'm curious if the headless thing might just be because like it's about the fingers, but like I don't know. I have to think that one over because the fingers are also cut off. Oh god, disgusting. Oh. Oh god, so many. I guess the big question would be like, why are they sleeping, right? Like, why have so many sleeping when you're not even at the finger ruins yet? At the Horn Sentry, because of course. I'd have at least one left behind with enough horn scent coming through here, right? One would have to, you know, get deeply rooted. Then we checked over there. My only question left is why the hinterlands is so green and stuff, and then you go, like, literally right over here. Right. As apt, like, literally go to the other side of this wall, and it's the exact opposite. You know? I get the idea that this is a preserve, but then is the implication supposed to be that all the brown and stuff we see across the land is purely because of the Shadow Tree? And that the natural state of these lands was more green? Okay, yeah, you can go around, but that's about it. Yeah, so Shadow Tree. I forget how far out this actually is relative to where we're standing. We do have the golden bones around here, but that doesn't say much because we're like literally in the vicinity of the golden sap like dripping down and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I can imagine bones being super highly affected in the immediate vicinity of this mole. All right. This is where I think this is where I end it. Look it over. Look it over. I'm feeling pretty confident what we found and stuff. It definitely looks like Shadowkeep is, or sorry, Shadowkeep. Getting all mixed up. It's all Shadow in the end. Feeling pretty confident with just saying Shadowkeep seems to be created during the Crusade. It's not based on any earlier structure or something that existed here. Except maybe you can make an argument for the bridge here. I could definitely see a case where, like, one of the pillar things for this bridge, like what we see here, was actually part of this. Also, a lot of these shadow flowers are facing the bowl. Not oh, is that so? I didn't even notice that. But that makes sense, right? Because they're facing the power, and if the power is, like, closer... Yeah, you're right. Well, I'm seeing a lot more oriented toward the bowl. Yep, that's very true. Excellent observation. Yeah, feeling pretty confident saying that maybe there was Banished Knight labor involved, but I don't think the Banished Knights themselves built this castle as part of the farm colonies. I don't think this is one of the colonies. Oh! Whoops. Whoops. And then... I forget, Okay, was our assessment when we were doing this for the DLC, when we were doing like this during the Let's Play and stuff? Was the idea supposed to be that this is depicting Marika, before she gave birth to Mesmer and stuff, right? Because, like, this is, like, her pre... I can't remember if this is supposed to be her pre or post cutting her hair. Mm-hmm. Those are shields. I do not have it on me, unfortunately. Man, I am so tired, Chad. I'm going to be hitting the hay very soon. Somewhat similar to what her room does. I mean, the arms could definitely be higher. It's obviously like it's not intended to be like perfect match, but like Radigan's is, but. At least before pre-cutting hair? Where did that point? So you mean at least before cutting the hair, you think? So the idea would be that this might have been the statue that Marika was using at places like the First Church of Marika, most likely, and then or at the Colosseum here, and then those statues would get replaced with her updated image later on. After the Crusade, which makes sense. Which again fits with the idea that, again, Colosseum oriented not to face the Erd Tree because originally there was the Realm of Shadow and you had the Divine Tower here justifying Marika's divinity. But now that the Divine Tower had to become this big hush-hush secret, she now has to downplay it, and now it has to be all about the Erd Tree. But her Crucible is dying, or dead, or whatever, right? So now it has to become this abstract symbology, with her doing the pose now to mimic the Erd Tree cross and sort of the canopy and stuff there. More like a motherly gesture than a dominating one, for sure. It's a lot more welcoming, right, with the hands here lowered. It's like, hey! Like, this is the type of, like, again, ignore the fact that she's, like, floating, like, you know, all godlike and stuff, right? Like, you look at this, and you see this, and you're like, this is someone welcoming you to their theme park, or inside their house, or into their company building, right? Like, this is someone trying to greet you and welcome you and be like, so look at everything behind me here. Like, come on in and see all there is to see, right? That's how it looks. Compared to, again, like, Marika with her arms positioned the other way, like, again, obviously tilted above her shoulder height, right? And obviously there's that crucifixion angle that, it obviously that's the thematic idea of what it becomes, but absent, before all that with the shattering, it becomes this image of Korra like, I am lording above you from upon high, right? Well, this one is a lot more, like you said, motherly, friendly, just generally amicable. Which, again, fits with America's idea of, please welcome to my order of abundance and life and, all this happiness and good times, right? It's only after all this is done that we see America start going after Lear, doing, this is where she starts going after Liurnia, and then, the Ancient Dragon War happens. It's like, okay, now we're gonna go after the frontier and expand there and take over all of that, because now Afar Mazula's out of the way. All that's consistent. Alright, but I think that's covered. Thankfully, there's not a lot in the Shadowkeep, quote-unquote, proper here, right? Most of it is in, most of it's in these, specimen areas. Alright, so I think I'm gonna end it here, chat. All this makes sense to me. This definitely makes sense to me. Oh no, I didn't want to go here. Whoops. Wrong one, I forgot. You can't actually... You can't just do that. Gotta do it from here. So let's end it here then. Here. I think I memorized this proper, right? Yep, I knew it. I was like, I remember this now. Yeah, very funny to think about how, yeah, this statue may have been replaced with the previous statue we had with America, right? We still have, like, the crucible symbol and stuff, like, here, so that never got replaced or whatever, right? The statue itself did. Yeah. Very funny. God, so much fire. Anyway, that's really it, though, that I wanted to look at, so... See y'all later, guys. Probably Highlighter is gonna come up tomorrow, and I'll probably be working on updates for that, so good luck. Good luck with you guys, because it's gonna be a little hectic on my end, so sorry if it ends up being a big mess, but I'll try my best. But, well, I mean, it'll happen tomorrow, so you guys will see it either way. Bye-bye!